All right. Well, good morning. Good morning. It's really cold, so I'm going to just say it's a frosty morning, but good morning again for another episode of Yes Way Jose. And, I did almost on one of the episodes almost forget the name of the podcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had to remind myself my name was Jose.
Yeah.
And that's how I got past that. And then I remembered we didn't use no, we used yes. And then it was over. I figured out that was
That's
the podcast.
going to be bad if you start saying no way, Jose. People are going to be
they'd
be
be
like,
really
oh, this
confused.
guy's really pessimistic.
What's the glue sniffing? That would be glue sniffing 101. Yeah, but anyway, so good morning, everybody. Again, another episode of Yes Way Jose. We always we talk a little bit about weather, but can we just admit that we've been spoiled for the last 5 or 6 years? And then we had we're not only getting just a little bit more snow, but we've had some freaking cold weather.
And floods.
Yeah, well, I got to tell you, we're going to talk about that just a little bit. I just want to say, very fortunate we didn't have flooding that actually got into the Buckman area because it did get into the park.
Yeah.
And there's other areas that really suffered. Some areas on 44, some areas on 61. But where it really mattered was in our downtown area because so much was going to be a part of the fact that if it flooded there, it is the only outlet you get off of when you have an accident on 65.
Yeah.
They would have been backed up to Nashville.
It would have been terrible.
It would have been terrible. So, again.
Yeah, I go Dixie coming home to 44, and the Ohio River is about level with the road, and it looks like a field. It's like because it's got ice on it, so it just looks like a field out there.
Yeah, the park looked really wild. It had it up in the farmer's market area.
Yeah,
so they
I
had
saw
the roads
that.
closed off at Joe B. Hall there, and it's pretty crazy. But, we live by a river, and hopefully every time this happens, we're learning a little bit more about it. Always the concern is the Ohio. Because right now, that it controls whatever happens. If it backlog back, we're just stuck with what we get. And unfortunately, I want to thank everybody for not blaming me for the flooding.
I mean, it was your fault.
Well,
Can most things that happen in the county are your fault, right?
I was going to get a bucket.
You said you order the weather. So.
I was going to say, can we
that's
ask
my
why
wife.
your wife ordered that weather?
What's going on with your wife?
Yeah.
What was the motivation
I'll
there?
be talking to her about the weather when I get home because it really is pretty wild when you think about what happens. And unfortunately, we talk about fires being really bad, but people forget the dangers of water.
Yeah.
I mean, water goes where it wants to go. It gets the least resistance, and it goes there. And for us, with the city being 65% in the water, a floodplain, you have a problem, and most people need to understand is it's been there for years. And we're excited about some of the things we're doing. We've got a big project with the stormwater line in the park, which goes along with the aquatic center that I want to make sure I mention.
Yeah, there you go. Got it.
The aquatic center has to be part of the conversation every 5 minutes. But really, when you think about it, when you know that's your circumstances and we know the traffic piece, we're going to try to work on the water first. We're going to try to get that first storm line in, and then we're working right now. We're having surveys done and looking at the property between Blue Lick and 44 because that connection will take a lot of that water on Blue Lick and move it to where it needs to be moved and move it to the Salt River. So it's a challenge. But listen, weather's weather. I'd like to be a weatherman when I grow up, so that I can be about 25% right.
Yeah, right.
Still get paid.
It's good. It's a good job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I feel like AI would probably replace them.
Yeah, yeah. No kidding. No,
I already just checked my phone. I don't even watch.
Yeah. But I do. Hey, listen, for all the weather forecasters out there, I'm sorry I said that, but it is challenging because we live in the Ohio Valley, and that weather can change so much, or stay above the river, or not.
A lot of times the weather follows the river, it seems like. Yeah.
It does. Seems like sometimes we just get away with it. But this winter has been what it is. And so, listen, we got through it thanks to the city, county, and state departments. They did a great job this winter. And I'm just kind of hoping as we have this, we're actually doing this interview at a time when it comes out, the weather should be warmer, please.
Hopefully.
I'd like a side
it's
of
not
nice,
warm right now.
No, it's not. Subarctic weather. But anyway, so good morning again for everybody. And listen, we always want to bring back folks that make a difference in our community. And I have a friend. I consider her a friend. And obviously she's kind of surprised I called her a friend. Just today, maybe tomorrow, maybe not.
Yeah, tomorrow will be different.
Yeah,
just because you're on the podcast.
It was different yesterday.
Yeah. So I liked her yesterday, and I liked her today. 2 days in a row, Anita. We have Anita Stump here. She is the CEO of the Bullitt County Chamber. And we are just excited to have her back. So what we really want to do when we bring somebody back. Oh, I'm sorry. Good morning, Eli.
Yeah, I'm a guest too. Yeah, you didn't announce the other guest.
Yeah, we got 2 guests today. We got Eli because he's finally showed up. Does he get to just his mood ring turns a color and he comes up to work with us?
I don't think he has a mood ring.
Well, mood rings are back in the 70s.
Do people have mood rings still?
No.
Yes,
Do you know what a mood ring is?
Nope.
Eli doesn't know what a mood ring is.
It is. So Anita, would you like to tell him what a mood ring is?
Oh, they are amazing. It's a ring you put on, and it changes colors based on your mood. you don't want black.
Supposedly.
No, yes, it does. It works.
Back in it
Hippie
worked.
here.
Yeah, I'm with her. It did happen, by God. And it changed
Yeah.
colors, and you did what it said, whatever the color it said.
And I'll plug up from the Ground Books. You can get a mood ring there.
Oh, really?
There you
So
go.
you need to just go in there and just ask them about that so you can figure out what a moon ring is. But hey, good morning to you, Eli. Glad
Morning.
to have you. I know it's always a challenge sometimes with your work, but we're always glad to have you. But when you're not here, we're going to badmouth you.
That's okay. I watch the episodes.
Yeah, and then
now I watch them at 2 times speed because you talk a lot for me, and it's a lot easier for me to edit them whenever I just.
So wait a minute. So are we saying that on the Yes Way Jose program that Jose talks a lot?
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay,
It's objectively true.
Yeah.
I think it's just factually true. Anyway, good morning, Anita.
Good morning. Thank you for having me back.
We want to bring you back because there's always things moving along with the chamber. So I want to just give you a few minutes to tell everybody kind of what's going on. We did something yesterday we're going to talk about as well. But it seems like we're having some new business come in, and I would like you to talk a little bit about that. So,
Yeah,
good
we
morning.
are. Lots of good things happening. The growth around the county, here in the city also, but just the growth that we're seeing everywhere is amazing. I know we're going to talk a little bit about board and brush, but yesterday we had that ribbon cutting, and that was huge. That was great. I feel like right now this is the time of the year where people schedule ribbon cuttings, and then something happens with the weather, and we can't have them. We had a few rescheduled this week, but that's just a testament to the growth in our county and the growth in our chamber. So super excited about that.
We had the book opening.
Yes, the main book hook.
Over there off of Cedar Grove Road. And what's really funny about that, this place is, not a very big place.
It's in the same building as the coffee place, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It's right next door.
Yeah.
And so what was funny about it, and here's the thing, it was like a million people in that building.
Right.
It was like sardines in there. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome to have that many people. And that's one of the things that I really enjoy about the chamber is there folks come out to really celebrate people making the opportunity to invest in the community.
Yeah, I
And
see the
think it's
pictures of the ribbon cutting. There's always a big crowd.
Oh, it's always a big crowd.
Yeah.
It's great to see everybody come out. She's got ambassadors and everybody that worked with the chamber. So it's nice. I think that's a great part of your group. You've got a good group that's very enthusiastic and working together. So,
Yeah, and speaking of the ambassadors, Kara Snellen, she is doing a phenomenal job with our ambassador program.
thank God somebody's working over there.
Yeah, it's not me. Today's not going to be a good day for me and Jose. No way, Jose.
Oh, we're going to throw a no in there on the podcast.
She's like,
doing
we're not friends anymore.
Well, maybe after the podcast, maybe we'll get back together.
Yeah.
All right,
So anyway, Kara's doing a phenomenal job with our ambassador program, and they truly, I don't think that our ambassadors get enough recognition. They do an incredible job. They're the ones that are going out. I can't be everywhere. We have close to 600 members.
That's right.
And-
600. Did you hear that?
Wow.
600 members on a Bullitt County Chamber. That's amazing.
And we're a staff of 3. So, and everybody wants that personal attention. Now, not all of those 600 members are in Bullitt County. So, that.
No, we like it because some of the businesses that want to see Bullitt County as a future, kind of in that film, am I right to say that they're investing in already? Hey, let's be a part of them here being a chamber. So they start networking and they start looking at what opportunities are. It's really good to see some of these folks. And some of them are working here, but they actually have their offices in Louisville.
Yeah, like yesterday, I got a call from a chamber member that their office is actually in Shelbyville. No. Simpsonville, Shelbyville. Anyway, it's out that way.
Same thing.
Yeah, somewhere out.
64
It's not here. It's not here,
not
but they're
here.
a member and they're here. They're active. They're, and they do business in Bullitt County. Well, he called me yesterday or sent me an email. He's wanting to open an office here.
There you go.
And it's not, I'm not going to mention who it is just yet.
Sure.
But, they are a chamber member, but they don't have a lot of foot traffic. It's a service. They don't have a lot of foot traffic, but he just wants
Presence.
and he just wants a sign. So I'm currently working with him to help him get a location here in Shepherdsville. So
That's awesome. That's really cool. Anyway, so what do you have coming up? By the time we start doing this, we're going to be we've got different ribbon cuttings, and then
I know. I brought a whole list of things that I wanted to tell people, but it's stuff between now and April, and this isn't going to be out until April. So, but our Women in Business is April the 25th. So hopefully our listeners and viewers will.
This will be out before that.
Yeah. So, and that's going to be huge. Our Women in Business has grown so much. And last year was our biggest. We actually had it at Active Heroes, but it was so big and there was so much that we wanted to do that we just didn't have space for because we wanted vendors. We had a silent auction. So this year we're having it at Parakeet Springs. So it's gonna be big. I'm
cool.
super excited about it. We're gonna have some vendors there. It's longer. We did a survey after the event, and the participants said it just wasn't enough time. This past year we had a panel of speakers. So we had a silent auction, we had the panel, of course you have lunch, and we tried to do all that in an hour and a half or 2 hours, and it just wasn't enough. So this year we're expanding it, and it's going to be super, it's going to be good. And with it being in April, it's going to be Derby themed.
Oh yeah.
So
I'll
there's
wear my big hat.
None of us are invited. We're not women.
I mean, hey, it is women in business, but we will not turn a man away.
I crash parties.
Okay, so men can come. Okay.
Yeah, A1 Quick Dry, Brett McDaniel, I'll plug him for a minute too,
Yep,
because
he's a good dude.
he is, and he used to come. He was like, that's my audience, So I mean, we're not going to turn men away. If you want to come, we'll let you. But it is predominantly women.
Yeah. Well, I think the
So
network.
stay away, Jose. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
Put on a wig.
She's like, we won't turn you away,
Yeah,
but
I would be very unattractive as a woman. I'm doing barely okay as a
you might
man.
have to shave the goatee.
Yeah. You think I'll turn my little dirt on my chin. But I do think that we talked about networking, and I think there's a growth. 600 members is a really big number, and I know you get recognized at the state level as far as the involvement. We always, Anita and I always talk about what is it that we're trying to do that takes it to the next level, because our chamber is always welcoming. It doesn't matter who comes in. You guys have a very good first impression. And so we always talk about how do we get people to keep thinking about the things that we need, because we always talk about fast food and warehouses. Well, we've had enough of those. But we know the warehouse piece is an integral part as far as our funding and our revenue base. But when we talk about full-service restaurants and we talk about better shopping, we're going to continue to work with Anita and her group to look at folks that, the example I always use is a craft store.
Yeah.
Would love that.
I think it would be great, because there's so many folks, so many women, and some men that do great work.
Well, didn't Walmart just stop selling craft stuff? I heard.
Actually,
or something.
I think just fabric.
Oh, is that what it is?
But I did see some fabric. I think they quit doing like the big bolts.
It looks
and
like
they're just
they're
doing
adding.
like fat quarters.
It looks like they're adding on to it too. So maybe they're going to bring it back at some point or something. I don't know what they're doing.
But I would love to have somebody locally that would invest in that.
Right,
'Cause
yeah.
Get a small place in the strip mall that you have a place where you have materials, things you can get in like maybe next day, a couple days. Get things you want that you don't have to go to Louisville or E-Town.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to, this is not a slant on Louisville, but why drive 30 minutes? Why drive 30 minutes, deal with traffic and other things that we are concerned about in some of the bigger cities? E-Town, it's just another 30 minutes that way. So if we have something here, I think it'd be great. I think it would be very invested, and I think people would actually come and see if you had it. So, and it could be somebody locally that decides to invest in that, maybe a partner or two that could do that. Cause,
I would love it.
Yeah, I think it would be. We talked about that. And really, we still have full service restaurants on the radar right now that we're working. We can't disclose a lot. People know about certain things, but it's more about behind the scenes now that we're trying to bring these things in. And I know that once they do actually develop here, they got a great partner in Chamber. And it's as nice as I'm going to be today to her, because tomorrow's going to be a bad day.
I'll tell you something. And
Tomorrow's Saturday.
I know, that's why it's going to be a bad day.
I know something we need. We need some sort of feed store, because I have animals, and the only place I can get feed for them is I have to go to Tractor Supply on way up on Valley Station or in Mount Washington.
Isn't there a
we
feed
have-
store on South Preston?
Tacky Shack?
Is there one over there? I don't know.
There's a Richardson feed store, I think, right?
I don't know.
Correct me if I'm on this podcast when you guys listen.
Maybe I'll find out.
I was really confused for a second because I forgot about your farm animals. I was like, he doesn't have animals. I was like, is he lying
I
on
have
this
animals.
What is
Let's
just
stop
isn't
the
that what-
program for a minute and make sure that everybody knows that Travis is a somewhat farmer.
No.
I mean, what kind of animals do you have?
I have 3 sheep, and right now I have 5 chickens, but I'm getting more.
He's had more at one time.
I've had a lot
before.
more
I mean,
chickens
this is what could be
before.
happening. All right, so Miss Anita, you were going to say something?
I don't know.
It's okay.
I'm stuck on Travis has sheep,
I do.
And-
I have
It's pretty new.
It's
Yeah.
chickens, and
I
you
do.
have. I just didn't know you had.
I don't
farm
have to
animals.
buy eggs. Everybody's all worried about eggs. I don't have to buy them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can I just?
I can buy eggs from you without a 50-cent surcharge.
I don't know if I get that much.
Did you see that? What is that?
Yeah, I've
Per
seen
egg.
that. Yeah.
Per egg.
I was at Waffle
Per
House
egg.
yesterday. It was 50 cents per egg.
Per egg. Listen, and I know part of that's the bird flu thing, but it's just, yeah. I hope that gets taken care of soon. I love eggs.
Yeah.
I love eggs.
Yeah, I could. Yeah.
Okay.
I like them for the cake that I'm going to bake.
All right.
Fair.
Well, listen. First of all, on all of the things that go on at Chamber, you have events the rest of the year. What are the big? You have a big event that comes out in the fall. chamber event? That's a big one. You
Well,
got awards and you got
are you
some
talking about my annual dinner?
Yes.
Yeah, but okay. So
See?
the annual
Top
dinner.
secret stuff here.
Yeah.
Inside baseball.
The annual dinner has always been in October. So at your annual dinner, you talk about what you've accomplished for the year.
Mm-hmm.
It's October. The year's not over. So we're not having an annual dinner in October this year. We're going to have it in January. It's going to be the end of January.
So fresh off the press right now, we're getting the information.
Yeah.
We're learning about. Oh, that's good though.
Were you at the annual dinner last year?
Was I drinking?
Maybe because you
Adam
obviously
wasn't in with
didn't. Because
Salt River
remember,
beer.
I also talked about we're going to themes.
Oh yeah, I did remember
And it's
that.
going to be an 80s theme. And remember, I put on that wind jacket and I was saying, it's going to be all rad and like, you got to be here.
We
And
actually had our drug tested after that.
so anyway, yes, our annual dinner is going to be in January of 26.
All right, that's important for people to know because again,
Yes,
I'm like
yeah.
everybody else. My wife just tells me when I'm supposed
They're
to.
going to forget. Yeah. It's,
There you go.
I mean, it was fun for the moment. And then people, they were drinking. They would forget. But I do have other stuff I want to talk about.
Well, talk about it, girl.
I'm going to right now.
So
One thing, I just don't think that a lot of people, I'm not good at making sure everybody knows that a portion of all of our event revenue goes to, or our event proceeds goes to scholarships.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
That is something that
You're
we
right,
just
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and we just started doing that, I think 3 years ago.
Oh, okay.
So that fund is building up, and some of our diamond investors choose to give a portion of their investment to scholarships. So like Long Walker Electrical, we give $5,000 in scholarships away on his behalf. Like that is the money that he gave us to give for Bullitt.
Oh, cool.
For Bullitt County scholarships. Yeah, and they go to the trade school. So that is something that I think the chamber we need to get better about doing is everything that we put out, like our casino night that is coming up, that'll be over by the time this airs. I don't think we had anywhere on the flyer that a portion of those proceeds are going to go to our scholarship fund. So I'm not ignoring you. I feel like I don't look at you.
You're good.
So
no.
He's a guest. He doesn't.
He's a guest too.
He's usually not
He
even
won't be here
here.
next
Yeah,
episode.
okay.
No.
Just when you feel like it, when your mood ring shows that you should.
Yeah, you should check
right,
out
yeah.
our mood ring. I'm telling you. Please go see what one looks like. Okay.
So I just want everyone that is watching or listening to know that anything that we do at the chamber, any of our large events, 10% of those proceeds are going to go to our scholarships to kids here in Bullitt County.
So let's before you go any further, one of the things I want to say about this is we need to really keep a really good idea of what our young men and women want to do. Let's steer them on the right path. I'm not saying that college isn't good for folks. It's got a worthwhile if you're set up for that. But I can tell you that I look at Bullitt County, like a lot of counties in the state and across this country. Let's set young men and women up for success, and let's do that. We do that all elected officials, chamber, other agencies. Really, let's look at folks because what we want to have is you to get a good job. We want you to live here. Right, and we want to obviously have all the things we're building: the aquatic center, second time, playground, and an amphitheater, and all those things we do downtown square, and the skate park. Which Anita, you're the first one on the skate park. I didn't tell you that yet.
My chiropractor will not allow me to do anything like that.
We're going to wrap you in bubble wrap. You're going to be
Yeah,
fine.
no.
Don't
Dave Dahlkamp, Shepherdsville Chiropractic
you
says
tell
no.
Dave that the mayor said it's going to be we're going to push you and just see what you do. We're going to duct tape you to the skateboard in bubble wrap. It's going to be fun. You'll be fine.
Maybe try a
Yeah.
bike. You could do a bike.
I'm not sure that saying, once you ride a bike, I don't think so. I think I would be very wobbly. As a matter of fact, I did get on a bike in Walmart not too long ago.
Oh.
And I was wobbly.
Yeah. So we got wobbly. Anita Stump.
I don't think you're allowed
To
to
be
ride
fair,
the bikes
you
at
were
Walmart. I
in
think they kicked
Walmart,
you out for
so-
that.
It
That's like one of
wasn't
those.
here. I was out of state.
It's like one of those whenever you bounce a ball in there and they like get all mad at you.
I
And
do
you're
that.
like, I was
I
trying
do
to
that.
test it.
I do that sometimes.
Right. So we went from everything to right to Walmart.
I know, yeah.
But I
no.
will say this: I do want to make sure that when we talk about the young men and women, a lot of folks were leaving, and we wanted to stop that here.
Yeah.
And we wanted to
Yeah.
give you reasons for living in Shepherdsville, and I think we've done that. We're working on the housing piece, but if we're talking about young men and women that want to find vocations that make, there's really good money in that because the shortage is out there. So if we do that, we're kind of balancing that. But the chamber to be involved from a scholarship standpoint just reinforces the idea that you guys are behind it too. We're trying to find good things to set up people for success. So appreciate
And
that.
all of the money last year went to the trade school.
That's
so
awesome.
yeah, that was exciting.
No, I think it's great. I think people don't. Hopefully we encourage people to listen to these podcasts so they get really a better idea of what's going on in the community. I encourage that all the time. I said, listen to 5 minutes. If you can get through the 5 minutes when I'm not talking and somebody else is talking, then it's okay. But I do think it's important for them to hear things that they may never know about the chamber. And I think that's a great one. So what else you got?
Okay, so there's a couple programs that are on my agenda that I'm working on right now, and I want to make sure that people just be on the lookout for it. And one of them is KBAT, which is Kentucky Businesses Against Trafficking. I feel like so many people need to be educated on trafficking because it's not just sex trafficking. It's employment. It's some of these panhandlers that you see on the corners of the interstate. Some of them are being trafficked. So I'm currently working with the Secretary of State's office, which he's actually going to be a speaker for us in, I don't remember, it's March or April.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, that's going to be on this KBAT program. But I had the choice I just want to put it out there and make people aware of it, or if I wanted to be involved. And I said, I want us to be involved because I want our businesses to know. I want our businesses to be able to let their employees know what to look for someone being trafficked. So I just want that on the radar because I'm working on that right now. And then Kentucky Valor, I'm working with them. They help transitioning military get back into the workforce. So that's something I'm working with them on right now too.
Yeah, we're doing that with Fort Knox, by the way. We're looking for residential piece, and we're also people that are retiring from the military looking for job opportunities. And we're obviously going to be a lot of part of it. We obviously know the city's behind our veterans.
Yes, we have so many great things here, so many great people helping with that. You have Active Heroes, the American Legion. There's so many people helping with that initiative. So I'm super excited about that. And then we actually just started, and the first one is next week, which is,
it's all good.
Yeah. But we now have a veterans networking program, and we're doing it with the St. Matthews Chamber. This is something that Courtney Burden had a hand in helping us get this started too. So quarterly, we will be doing a networking event with the St. Matthews Chamber. So the first one is going to be here at the Bullitt County Library, and then the next one will be in the St. Matthews area. But we're super excited about that too. I think, we just want to make sure that our veterans are getting the attention that they need to.
Well, we're hoping at the national level down that they're going to see a refocus on when we talk about America being first. And I don't get too much into the politics of it, but I do want to make sure that we understand what we've already seen in the media, that we see a lot of wasted money. And what we want to do is we want to see that money reinvested in our veterans and folks that are having the crisis is the housing crisis. People don't realize that they're barely making it today. In some places. And we look at that in our community, we see that. I mean, so it's hard to pay your rent and have money on the table. I mean, food on the table and pay your utilities. And so those are things that are struggles. But I'm hoping with our veterans, this is another way to keep them networking and keep them that we appreciate them. Obviously, I'm going to throw in that this will probably, by the time this episode, we'll be just completing our Vietnam's Veterans Parade.
Yes.
So that's a big thing, and it's our first one. We're going to be doing that every year. What's
the date on that?
March the 29th.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be close.
It'll be close.
Yeah. So, but the biggest thing for us is, veterans are an integral part of our community, and we know that already because we brought the Vietnam Wall in, and we saw a lot of veterans come out really appreciate that experience, and it is still to this day as mayor. It's one of the things that was most inspirational to me. As far as actually being involved in, my dad served, and I always bring that up. But I mean, it's important for veterans to know that we love you. And at a time that maybe we weren't showing love to you, we're going to show it to you on March the 29th. So it's a really good deal for us. And I do think the fact that the chamber branches out to some other things like that is a way to always people will come back to it. It's like the Scouts, right? Boy Scouts, there are things that they traditionally learn, and they come back to that or try to support it. Well, people that get into the business world, and maybe an electrician has his own business, he's going to be part of the chamber because you are part of helping him get his education or her. I mean, I've seen some people get into welding, and welders, they make great money. So we got to be thinking about that because, it's going to be tough until the inflation starts slowing down and eggs cost reasonably priced.
Right.
We're going to be like a mafia thing, black market here. Hey, what you got for eggs?
I got to lock my chickens up. It's not for the coyotes and stuff like that. It's to keep people from stealing them.
Yeah, all the eggs. Yeah. So, I mean, it's crazy.
We'll trade chicken feed for eggs.
No kidding. All right, so what else do you got going?
Let's go back to the parade for a second because I was talking to Courtney about this just yesterday, and I think the chamber is going to sponsor like a section of the street. So if anybody listening would love to come sit at my section of the street, I definitely want in front of the chamber. I want to have just tons of people there, holding signs, whatever, making these veterans, showing these veterans love when they come through there.
And I want you to know, we want from 44 to the Salt River. We want sardines.
Yes,
straight down all the way. I want everybody no room between you. flags in your hand, and we're going to have like welcome home signs.
Where's the parade running from?
It's going to run from Bullitt
Okay.
Road, right there
You
between
got
the
it.
schools.
What was that? What did you say?
Okay, no more drinking in the morning.
What's in that
cup?
what's in
Yeah.
Hey. I think it's
Got some
Woodford
Baileys in that
Reserve.
coffee?
It's Woodford Reserve, I think. No, it's all good. But I do think it's important for people to know we're going to start there like we start our light up Shepherdsville.
Okay.
We'll come on 44 going east, and when you get to 61 Buckman, turn right. And when you make that turn, we want you to be looking straight down all the way to the river to see that people are saying thank you.
Right.
And it's going to be a really big deal. And we're going to do it every year. But people forget this age group. My dad would have been 86 this year. That group is getting older, too. The World War II veterans are pretty much gone. There's very few of them
just
left.
about, yeah.
Yep. And so the Vietnam veterans, at least as long as we can have this parade, we'll have the parade as many veterans as we can keep in there. But what we will do every year, we'll have some kind of memorial service for the Vietnam veterans. We do it for everything else, but I want to make sure that we don't forget, because right now we have a lot of making up to do.
Yeah.
Our country did not support folks that just signed up, men and women that signed up for a time that it was not very popular, okay? And it changed the dynamics. I've never seen anything in our history like Vietnam conflict, because that war, people were not for it and not for the people serving that were just doing their job.
Yeah.
And that's a heartbreaking thing for me. And, you see it. And we saw that when we had the Vietnam Wall. The people just were very appreciative that we recognized that time. But it's going to be great. It's going to be great. And I appreciate the Chamber. And we're going to have block captains, as we call them. And they're going to make sure that we have people lined up in there. And it'll be great. It's a lot of flags.
Am I a captain?
You are block captain.
I'm a captain.
Yeah, she got promoted. CEO to captain.
CEO captain.
Yeah.
You guys are friends again.
Yeah, for a minute.
Just for 5 minutes. Yeah, 5 more minutes.
Okay, well, I've got more. The young leaders, that's something else that, we have the Bullitt County Leadership Program for adults, but we are going to start, and Kaylee, this is under her guidance, she's starting a young leaders program that's going to be for high school students. And it's going to kind of follow the same agenda, the same format as the adult Bullitt County leadership, but it'll be a different time, of course, because we have to, we have to worry about the summer when they're not in school. So that's something else that's exciting. We can teach these high school kids about true leadership and get them to meet some people around the county and learn how the county works, just like we do with Bullitt County leadership. So super excited about that. And then I just want to get some of this out, because I think people, when they think about the chamber, they think luncheons and networking and events and fun, and they don't think about the stuff,
The nuts and bolts.
Yeah. And, the programs and the things like this trafficking and second chance employment. That's another thing that
That's
really,
a big thing. Okay,
yes.
so you all know that, Eli, because you got a criminal background.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So, hey, don't worry about it, buddy. We got you.
We're going to give you a second
Extensive.
chance.
Yeah.
Extensive. Well, yeah, I didn't know.
It's all juvenile, though, so it gets wiped.
It gets wiped.
That's what you think.
Okay, good. Actually, Emily Calloway she is sponsoring a bill right now, and that's
I
hoping.
really think that's a big deal.
Yeah.
We got to give people second chances, because things like this happen in life. And some of the things, as we see the society change, especially with medical marijuana and where it is in some states, isn't there how many states is it that have actually marijuana laws? It's like 20 states.
It's a lot of them.
It's a whole bunch of them. I don't know how many exact numbers, but so it's almost half the country, the states that actually have laws that you would have been fined for or charged with a crime 10, 15 years ago. So it's a little different. And so second chances come into play. And I think we don't need to stigmatize people, because, making a mistake is one thing, but giving people not a chance, I mean, you're never going to get out of that cycle.
And that's what this bill is. It's making sure that they're treated fairly.
I'm very supportive of that, yeah.
So, and that's a bill that, we try to support at least one or two things a year. So that is something that I really want to get behind, because second chance employment is something that that's another thing that I want to get. We can actually certify our businesses out here and get them on, listed as a second chance employer. That's important. So many people, I think, they have felonies on their record that really was a stupid decision that they made when they were younger, and it's just still there, and they've paid that debt. And
I found out through the city that we actually have some liberties there. I had during the warming centers that we had when we had the real cold weather and power outages that we were concerned with. There was a gentleman that we actually met He'd been around at one of the pantries, and we got to talking to him, got him some food, and then actually drove him. He was on a bike. Long story short was he told me that he had a felony charge, for theft. And so we're hoping that, and I told him, I said, just reach out to me. And I reached out to my department heads. There are some things that you can do in the government, but you got to do, I think there's like a few things we got to learn about the guidelines, but we want to see that. I mean, I don't want to see somebody that's young like that's been stigmatized, that can't get a job.
Right.
Can't get back and working.
Jose's going to start pardoning people.
Yeah. Yeah. Executive power.
I didn't know that. Not American party people.
But the other thing that she mentioned about 65 is something people need to pay attention to. From Michigan to Florida, a lot of traffic comes through, and it's not just drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so
right.
that's a big thing for us. So it's a challenge for us. We talk about a small town, but we're not a small town when you have 600,000 plus cars up and down 65. So it's a tough deal for us. What else you got going on? Does that cover everything?
Well, yeah, probably a lot of it. That was my goal for today I want people to realize that we're not just pancakes and parades, we're not just fun,
Pancakes
that
are good,
I like the Wednesday.
I love pancakes. I like
pancakes.
waffle.
I like the wine down Wednesdays when I made them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wine was good.
Okay, I'm trying to talk about serious
Oh,
things
is it
that we do.
wine-
And he's talking about our
wine down?
fun.
It's a
Wine down.
Okay.
So we used to do wine down Wednesday once a month.
I showed up
we
for a lot
have-
of those.
So we have something for every time of the day.
Yeah.
Because some people can't do a lunch thing, some
Right.
people can't do morning.
Yeah.
So we have our
These are business leaders.
luncheon.
They're working.
Yeah. So we have a luncheon that second Thursday, then the next Wednesday we have an after hours, and then the next Tuesday we have a morning mingle. So we have something for 3 weeks of the month. We have something once a week
Yeah.
at each time zone so that somebody can come if they so choose.
Yeah.
Some sort of a networking event. But I just really want people to understand that we also, we're trying to work on second chance employment. We're trying to support bills. We're working on advocacy and things that will
And
help
scholarships.
our scholarships. Yeah. I mean, we do so much more that I think we've got to get better as a chamber. It all comes top down. It's me. So
It's her fault.
it's my fault. I have to get better about bragging on that stuff and
Yeah.
making people aware of what we're doing. I've always been that person that doesn't toot my own horn.
Yeah.
But I shouldn't think it because it's not me. This
Right.
is the chamber. This is what the board ambassadors. This is what we are doing. So I just want people to understand that. I want us to get that recognition. And not us as in me people,
It's
the
an entity.
chamber.
Yeah, just pretend
Yes.
like everybody else is doing it and you're just reporting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you
they
won't
are.
feel weird
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah. So
Well, if you can't figure it out, she's very passionate about what she does.
Yeah.
And I do think it's a great partner for the city. We do a lot together. Anita has really been a good partner for us in looking at all kinds of different events we do. Awarenesses, the programs you're working on is great. So, I think I always bring this up too. There's a contagion right now called community. Okay, it's really everybody's swelling up with the idea that they're taking pride in the city, all the things that we're doing with the projects we're doing, get a lot of attention. The whole Cinderella story. We're not the ugly sister anymore. Remember that,
Right, yeah.
We're Cinderella, and we're proud of that in the sense that people are looking at us for investing in us. The housing piece is a big part of it. We've obviously got all our projects, but we have the Aquatic Center.
The Aquatic
It's their time.
Oh.
All right, but it's important for you to know that I want people, when they hear this podcast, and I challenge everybody that's a member of the chamber to listen. Because, again, it gives them another chance to say, hey, yes, we are doing these things. And all of them are ambassadors. Everybody's an ambassador in chamber.
That's right.
And going out and talking about what you're doing. So I think it's important for people to know that. And we're going to continue to move that needle for the services and businesses that actually come here. But I think for Anita, listen, you do a great job with this.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. We'll stay friends tomorrow, too. Hey, why don't we just make the whole weekend friendship?
okay.
Oh, wow.
All right, me and you.
Yeah, I'll see you Monday. But
We'll
we'll be friends.
reevaluate on Monday.
Yeah, we'll get back on Monday and figure things out. But I love having you on your show. I think it's great that you're here. You're enthusiastic. She's shy like me, though. Did you notice that?
Is she?
Yeah, really shy. I couldn't hardly.
What
get
is
her-
your definition of also like you?
Yeah.
I was waiting for somebody to say that. Wait a minute.
You were talking earlier about somebody listening to 5 minutes. Listen to the time that Jose wasn't talking. You talked the first 5 minutes of the show every episode. I was like, they have to skip through and find when the other person starts talking.
So We're going to have to suspend him again. I just can't take this. No, it's all good.
This is really why he's not here. He's
He's such a bad attitude. I'm just kidding. Eli, we're glad to have you when you're here, buddy. We're glad to have you.
I heard
This
all
is
the
fun.
things you said about me in those episodes.
He's getting us back. He's coming back. The revenge
I
of
thought it
Eli.
was funny. You said when you're not here, we talk crap about you. I'm like, we talk crap about him when he's here.
yeah, sure.
Well, not as much. It's kind of, I feel Gab.
At least it's a back and forth thing, you know.
Yeah,
right, yeah.
It is. It's fun. But anyway, Anita, thank you so much for being here. You know what we finish up with. We always do this. But anyway, thank you for what you do. The chamber, thank you. And remember that you guys just keep rocking and rolling. I really appreciate it. You have a lot of enthusiasm. You do, and so does the whole group. You guys are fun to be around with. Anytime we have luncheons, it's always fun to get there. I get there early to just talk to everybody I can because it's a lot of fun. And I do talk a lot, by the way.
You do.
Eli.
Yes.
Always. We're a good time.
Yeah, we're a good time with this. And thank you so much for being here. We'll be every year we're going to bring you back for updates on everything you're doing.
All right.
And remember, for everybody listening, it's going to be January, not October.
Yes.
Yeah.
Annual
All right.
dinner is January, not October.
That's mostly for me because
And 80s theme.
80s theme. So yeah, whatever you know about get the. Do we
Get some
can we
shutter-
do
get some
bell
shutter
bottoms,
shades.
elephant bells.
Yeah.
Bell bottoms are 70s.
Yeah, that was 70s.
Yeah, but it kind of got
I think
creeped in the
80s was the peg, like roll the jean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like roll it in, roll it up. Yeah. I didn't.
You gotta get some shutter shades.
Hairspray.
Oh yeah. Oh
Well-
yeah. The booth.
Yeah, I mean,
The booth.
Yeah.
Yeah, the booth.
And I mean, guys.
Aquanet.
Yeah, guys had the big long hair too,
I didn't
and
have that. I
that,
had
like
some
hairband
I had
guys.
some,
Yeah.
but not that much back then.
Yeah.
I think Jose can
high
pull it
top
off.
tennis
It's a lot.
shoes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Pull off the move.
Yeah, yeah.
Windbreakers.
My
a lot
brothers,
of
my brothers
windbreakers.
had longer hair than me. All right. But anyway, with that said, thank you so much for being here. And
Thank
thanks
you
for
for
everybody
having me.
listening. And on 3, love, peace, chicken grease. Are you ready?
Okay, yeah, I'm ready.
1, 2, 3.
Love,
peace, chicken grease.
Thank you all.